Okay, here is an interesting article from Family Planning Services and Population Research Amendments of 1973. Okay, hearing Special Subcommittee on Human Resources of the Committee on Labor and Public Welfare, United States Senate, 93rd Congress, first session on a bill to amend Title X, the Public Health Service Act, to extend appropriations authorization for 3 fiscal years and to revise and improve authorities in such title for family planning services, programs, planning, training, and public information activities and population research. Okay, an extract, the table. It says, let me read out. Proposed measures to reduce fertility by universality or selectivity of impact in the U.S. Universal impact. Social constraints. Restructure family. A. Postpone or avoid marriage. B. Alter image of ideal family size. Compulsory education of children. Encourage increased homosexuality. Educate for family limitation. Fertility control agents in water supply. Encourage women to work. Selective impact depending on socioeconomic status. Economic deterrence or incentives. Modify tax policies. A. Substantial marriage tax. B. Child tax. C. Tax married more than single. D. Remove parents' tax exemption. E. Additional taxes on parents with more than 1 or 2 children in school. Reduce or eliminate paid maternity leave or benefits. Reduce or eliminate children's or family allowances. Bonuses for delayed marriage and greater child spacing. Pensions for women of 45 with less than n children. Eliminate welfare payments after first 2 children. Chronic depression. Now that's very interesting. A chronic depression. That's on top of homosexuality in water agents. Require women to work and provide few child care facilities. Limit or eliminate publicly financed medical care, scholarship, housing loans, and subsidies to families with more than n children. Social controls. Compulsory abortion of out-of-wedlock pregnancies. Compulsory sterilization of all who have 2 children except for a few who would be allowed 3. Confine childbearing to only a limited number of adults. Stock certificate permits for children. Housing policies. A. Discouragement of private home ownership. B. Stop awarding public housing based on family size. Measures predicated on existing motivation to prevent unwanted pregnancy. Payments to encourage sterilization. Payments to encourage contraception. Payments to encourage abortion. abortion and sterilization on demand, allow harmless contraceptives to be distributed non-medically, improve contraceptive technology, make contraception truly available and accessible, improve maternal health care with family planning as a core element. The measures are derived primarily from Davis Science 11-10-67. Michael Young's remarks on NIH Conference 667 L.NA J. Too Many Americans, the title. J. Blake and Chopra and Ridley, Public Health and Population Change, and W. Shockley, Speech in Ontario, 1267. Okay, I wanted to also remind everybody of this article. Mercury poisoning makes male birds homosexual. Low levels of mercury in the diet of male white ibises cause the birds to mate with each other rather than with females. As a result, many of the females can't breed and fewer chicks are produced. It's the first time a pollutant has been found to change an animal's sexual preference. Many chemicals can feminize males or reduce fertility, but males affected in this way still prefer females. Mercury is extremely toxic, particularly the form of methyl mercury, which reduces breeding in wild birds by disrupting their parenting behaviors. To find out if it also affects mating, Peter Frederick of the University of Florida in Gainesville and Nilmini Jaisena of the University of Paradenia, Sri Lanka, captured 160 young white ibises from South Florida. They gave them food laced with methyl mercury and monitored them closely. The birds were split into 4 groups. One group ate food with 0.3 parts per million methyl mercury, which most US states would regard as too high for human consumption. And second group got 0.1 parts per million, and the third 0.05 parts per million, and low dose that wild birds would be exposed to frequently. The fourth group received none. All 3 dosed groups had significantly more homosexual males than the control group. Male-male pairs courted, built nests together, and paired off for several weeks. Higher doses increased the effect, with 55% of males in the 0.3 parts per million group affected. Male-male matings were responsible for 81% of unproductive nests in the dosed groups. Meanwhile, the heterosexual pairs courted less and were bad at parenting. Patterns of behavior that were both already known to be caused by methylmercury poisoning. The combined effects of male-male pairing and poor performance by male-female pairs could be severe. In the worst-case scenario, the production of young would fall by 50%, says Frederick. Looking for effects on courtship and mating is novel, says Tony Showhammer of the Environment Canada's National Wildlife Research Centre in Ottawa, Ontario. People normally study pairs that have already mated to see how good they are at parenting. Other birds would probably be similarly affected, though both Frederick and Showhammer say it's far from clear what the other animal groups would be. And this is what we've come to.